Hello everyone, and we're going to be learning about the introduction to algebra. And more specifically, algebra is based on mostly variables. So let's give an example of how these are important. Let's pick a color. So we have, let's say I go to the store and I get a shirt that is $15. $15. But then the cashier comes out and says, we are having a 20%, that's way too big, 20% discount for everything you buy in the store. Well, that's great. So we can work this out numerically, and it so how we work this out will be uh, 80% of the remaining price times the actual price times $15. But we're not here for the numeric approach. We're here to introduce variables. So why is variables so important? Well, let's say I change my mind. I don't want a shirt that costs $15. I think that's just way too expensive and just completely ridiculous. So I am going to change this to anything in the store. So we are going to be talking about three of the main variables: x, y, and z. And in fact, it could be any letter in the alphabet, but us as mathematicians, just choose x, y, and z as basic rudimentary variables. So let's substitute this for x, for example, or it doesn't matter. Let's pick z. Let's be sporadic and pick z. So we have z instead of this just basic number. So we go back to our equation. Well, we need an equal sign, right? To make an equation, we need an equal sign. So we can say, let's pick x. So x, okay, let's pick x. X is going to be equal to the 80% times z. And so we have the final cost and the original cost, but we have this 80%. But let's say the company's stingy and wants to have 70% off, or 65, or 100% off. That would be generous. So now we can include this y, or just anything. We could now substitute this for, let's say, b. Let's change it to a different color. Let's make this b. It doesn't matter. So now the equation is going to be x equals b times z. Kind of a weird principle. Let's actually make this a p to make more sense. I was just being silly with the z. So x is going to be our final product, p is any discount that the store is trying to make, and z is going to be the original product. But wait, hold on, this seems so generic. In fact, it's meant to be generic. We could actually make this into any type of equation that we want. So let's go back. In fact, we can make this into a problem that's completely irrelevant from money. So let's say we have a roughly drawn rectangle, and in that is going to be, we don't know what this length is, or we want to change this length whenever we want. So let's make this p, and let's make this z. So now in this context, x, instead of it going to be the final, it's now going to be area. And now this is going to be the base, and this is going to be the height. So this can be used in any application. In fact, there's even physics. If you guys have studied physics, if you guys recognize this, please comment down below. Force equals mass times acceleration. It looks very similar to x equals pz, where all three of them are variables. So the reason why we're using variables is to customize whatever we want. And this is just a very general overview of algebra, and we're going to be using variables most extensively and seeing all their applications. I hope this is helpful.